$1 is a lot of marketing on one house. Most agents don't spend that much to market their whole business model. Okay? So my absolute favorite way to break into the luxury market is to get a good quality buyer from your extensive advertising promoting the dream home finder. Then invest whatever it takes to find an off-market property for them. So I want to make sure you get this. What I want to do is spend whatever I have to spend to find a buyer that's interested in my dream home finder. Dream home finder offer sounds like this. I will find you exclusive luxury homes that are not available on the MLS, not available on Realtor.com or through any online home search. If I do find those properties for you to look at, they will not be listed on the open market, but they are for sale. There won't be a sign in the yard. You will be the only one that looks at it, and it's the buyer negotiating with the seller. It's not 10 buyers negotiating with the seller. If you have a very specific type of property that you're looking for, I can help you with the Dream Home Finder. I will invest my own money in finding off-market properties matching your exact luxury criteria. If I get that buyer, and they say, I have to be in the Gahanna Jefferson School District, and it has to be a mansion's over 9,000 square feet. It has to be a mansion, and it has to be at least 5 bedrooms, and I have to have a fenced yard. I will then invest whatever I have to invest through every door direct mail to go to those luxury people saying, I have a buyer that wants to live in your area. You don't have to list with me. We're not going to put a sign in your yard. I just got a buyer that's willing to pay full market value for your house. If you've ever thought about selling, this is your opportunity to sell your home without going through the mess of trying to list it and have people track through. Let us at least take a look at it. Maybe we can come to a solution for it. And I'll get 3 people, 4 people, sellers, to call and say, you really have a buyer, or are you just an agent trying to pull a fast one on me here? No, I got a buyer. Like, I'll register them with you before we come out. We've actually had 3 of your neighbors call as well, but they want to buy in your neighborhood. If it is a good fit, we'll write the deal up. What do you charge? Why does it matter if we don't have it? Right? Let's get the deal to go through first. So, if I can make that work, and it's $1 million home, and they call me on the postcard, and they say, you can bring the buyer out, and the buyer does want to buy that house, how much money do I make? $70,000. It's worth the marketing. Okay? And again, going back to Bulletproof, I've had a lot of people say, well, would they really pay you 7%? What if they have a buddy that's 5%? No. The buddy's willing to list it. I'm willing to sell it. I know I can get milk for $2.99 a gallon. I pay $4.29 a gallon because the gas station's right down the street. That's called a convenience fee, a convenience store. You want my buyer to come through? That costs more money. See, most agents say, well, I didn't have to do that much work. I'll do it at 4%. I'm getting both sides. I'll go, what? Are you serious? That's like saying, well, they didn't have to drive this far. I'll sell them the milk for $1.99. No, there's a convenience fee in it. I've spent a lot of money to get the buyer in waiting for you. Don't forget, I've invested thousands of dollars to get this person. I've already done the work. It's not that I do the work after I listed it. I was doing this for months before we met to get Joe and Stephanie that want to buy in this neighborhood for their family. Okay? So I would charge that premium fee. Like, think about this for a minute. Well, she wants 7%. The top producer in here that sells everything in this neighborhood, they only charge 6%. Well, yeah, but then we have to list it, and we got to make the beds every day, and we got to have the lights on, and there's showings all the time, and all that, and will it sell at the right time for us to buy the place we want? Let's just pay the 7%. Or again, whatever that number is, commissions are negotiable. It might be 6, and they can get somebody at 5. Whatever that number is. I always caution everybody, as you saw in Bulletproof Listing presentation, remember there are quarter percentages. You do not go from 7 to 6, from 6 to 5. What happened to 6 3/4? 6.5, 6.25. There's a lot of negotiating points, and when you're talking tens of thousands of dollars, that's a tremendous amount of money. That pays your entire year's marketing budget for most agents. Okay? So again, this is my favorite way to do it because you're starting out with a buyer, first and foremost, but you get a huge check You get 2 transactions in the luxury market. You get 2 testimonials, 2 people on video. You get to send out the just solds. It just blows up from there. So a brand new agent that got licensed last week, if they've got a little bit of money behind them to do this, this is the route that works best. Break into the luxury market by utilizing our Dream Home Finder approach. And again, by the way, if you're not in the coaching program, you need to be in the coaching program. You're lost on Dream Home Finder. Right? Go to lutherinnercircle.com. Done. You get bulletproof listing presentation for free. It's a $1,000 training, free. But you got to get good at this stuff. So this is my favorite way to break into the luxury market. Be willing to invest a little bit of money in finding that Dream Home Finder buyer. But know that once you get them, you'll have to do some every door direct mail in the luxury neighborhoods to find the people that are ready to take on that buyer. Again, the advantage being, let's say 4 of them call you. How many of these houses can this buyer buy? 1. Which gives me 3 other people that may not be ready to list yet, but they've raised their hand and said, I will be selling soon. I would consider selling if your buyer is ready right now. Now, moving on from there. If you do the math and get out your calculator so you know this is true, 6% is actually more than 3%. It's true. You can check it for yourself. 7% is more than 3%. So getting that double-sided deal, financially, you've gotten double the results from one client. That's the advantage of double-sided transactions to begin with. I think, obviously, as we talked about this morning, eventually that's where we're going to end up anyway. Right? Where there is no co-op. I think in the luxury market there will be buyer broker fees, and the buyer broker is going to have to negotiate whatever they want. Like commercial real estate, that commercial broker in a lot of cities or a lot of states can negotiate whatever they want. They can put in 2%, 5%, 4%. It's part of the transaction for the seller to contemplate. So if it's a $1,500,000 home, that's a $90,000 check. Life changes very quickly for Mr. or Mrs. Real Estate Agent if that happens. You guys agree with that? Now when I tell you we're going to do something customized to really blow it up for you and it costs you 15 grand, you're like, yeah, that's nothing. See, 15 grand only sounds like a lot of money if you're not doing this stuff. 15 money is like more than you have if you're not doing this kind of stuff. But it's pennies otherwise. If you break into that market, we talked about 2 days ago on Tuesday, we talked about the fact there is no middle-class realtor anymore. You're either doing extremely well or you're struggling. We don't have those agents that do 2 or 3 transactions a month every single month. That doesn't really exist as much anymore. They've either bumped up some to where they're averaging 4 or 5, or they've bumped down to where they're having a hard time getting 1 or 2. Okay? You don't have that middle class. Just like in America we don't have the middle class, we don't have middle class realtor either. Because that separation, that divide, is getting much bigger. That's why Target's on its knees. Because you're either selling to people that don't want to be in Walmart, or you're selling to people at Walmart. But Target is a bad option. Now I know every one of you women in here love Target. But you better not go there too often because it ain't going to be there too long. They're struggling. So, you can then start complaining about your broker split. Or you can stop complaining about your broker split. Right? Because 20% of nothing seems like a lot of money to you. Right? But when you start making more money, see there's and this is getting into a whole other issue, but the problem for a lot of agents is they don't realize they have to focus on increasing their top line. Your expenses are not your problem, your income is your problem. And when you get tired of expenses fighting them all the time, I'm going to cut this out, I'm not going to do coaching anymore, I'm going to go to a brokerage that's a little cheaper, I'm going to try this. When you're focusing on that, what happens is, as fast as these brokers can come up with a grass is greener offer, they can blow up. There's one out there called EXP right now. It's not about selling real estate, it's about recruiting other people. Okay? Is Don in the room right now from Orlando? I don't think he's made it here yet. He's in Orlando. That's a long drive. I don't know if you guys know the local people are always late. You made it here from California early. But Don had an agent that was recruiting for his team that left to go to that brokerage. He wasn't making money where he was at recruiting. So now you're going to recruit, like you're making money off of recruiting. How about if you make money as a real estate agent? How about if you go sell houses instead of worrying about a different business model. Real estate agents are the most susceptible to selling multi-level marketing stuff because it's a grass is greener approach, right? I'm just tired of this crap. I'm going to go over to this now. That's why Keller Williams blew up because, I can get a profit share or a revenue share. Or it's always the next new thing. Why don't we just sell more houses? If I sell one house, that's more than I'll ever make in my lifetime doing all that grass is greener stuff. I can't sell enough fruit juice and multi-level marketing. Right? I get like $2 a can or a bottle. So, you've got to stay focused on how do I fix my top line. Expenses are not your problem. We talked about this the other day. Go out and finance 2 more Mercedes that you don't even drive. Just leave them in your driveway. Who cares? It's $800 a month. It's $1,200 a month per car. Who cares? Fix your income. That's the problem. It's not your expenses. So, if you're complaining about getting a $9,000 check and the brokerage is taking 30%, maybe I should go somewhere else. Once you start getting $90,000 checks, it won't be as hurtful for you because the profit margin's better, right? Once you start doing that more often, you'll probably own your own brokerage and you'll create a luxury brand and you'll get something you can sell for $10, $20, $30 million. Right? Because after you're paying the brokerage $30,000, $40,000 a year, it makes more sense to own your own brokerage. If you're only paying them $20, gladly pay it. Just go make more money. Because you cannot own a brokerage and have the headaches that involves to save 20 grand. You're not saving anything. Front desk will cost you that much. Right? So if the brokerage costs you $20,000, $30,000 for the year, pay it. Once you get to making real money, then you can open your own. And it's more profitable that way, and you can build a luxury brand worth selling. I was talking to one of you this morning about, I think it was you, David, about somebody wanting him to have certain criteria to use their luxury brand. He's already got a luxury brand. Let's just build that. Let's own our own thing. If you own your media, you win. If you own what's being said about you, you win. Signed, Donald Trump. He decided to have his own media and talk about how horrible all the other media is. Twitter is now a literal media. People go to Twitter for news. Right? You own your media. You own what is said about you on Google. Fortunately, nobody's chasing you to look for bad stuff. To find out, as we talked about the other day, to find out you said something that is now offensive, but you said it 9 years ago. Okay? You own your media. You get to decide what's going to be said. So anyway, back to this. You won't have issues with expenses anymore if you just fix your income. Forget all of those issues that you have. Let's get this to work. Let's break into that luxury market, doing the right thing, and get the cash surge that we truly need here. Fortunately, while the economy is good, it's not difficult to find someone that wants a trophy home within their marketplace, within your marketplace. Okay? While this economy is good, you'll find people doing well. They'd like to buy a trophy home. They feel confident, they're making good money, they have excess money available. Some of them will do it for tax purposes. Some of them do it for write-off. Some do it because they needed a second property, right? If you live in an area that people do buy secondary residences, warm climates, that type of thing, ski areas, vacation areas, that is a great opportunity for you to market people that would just pay cash money from a quarterly bonus. So while the economy's good, and it's not going to be good for much longer, we know what goes up goes down. We know we're always in 5-year sequences, 4 to 6 year sequences. I call it 5 as an even. So you look at what happened 2000 to 2004, 2004 to 2008, 2008 to 2016, 17, where we're going now, right? I had that backwards. Where we're going now, it's starting to slow a little bit. I don't think it'll crash. I don't think it will get hit as hard as it did from the real estate crash, because this is going to be the car loan and student loan crash, right? As the data has shown us. So, market's good. Let's get that cash surge going. Let's get some of this rocking for us immediately. To be clear, if you are marketing, you can find them. If you aren't marketing, they won't even know that you exist. I'll take my chances. What you're fighting with right now is not your competition. You are obscure. You're obscure in the marketplace. They don't even know you exist. So the competition is not what's beating you. Okay? The Deb and Jenny team that everybody knows in your marketplace is not what's beating you. You're not even getting out on the field. You're not even playing. So if you're marketing, you will be able to find them. Now again, if you were to get some bullet points together, what are some of the offers that we can put in front of them that will get them interested? This is the bait that will get the fish to bite. Hey, let's go fishing today. Okay, we need 2 or 3 different baits so we can try it out, see what they're going to be biting on today. Right? It's the same way with buyers, same way with sellers. The bait that you use matters a lot more than the agent photo you use. And by the way, I've seen your guys' business cards. That ain't what you look like. You cannot use your high school photo. You're 73. Your grandkid looks older than that. Stop it. So, several offers work well to attract luxury buyers. I would use all of them, and I'm going to give you a bunch of bullet points here. I want you to use all of these to attract buyers in your local luxury market. Here they are. You want to write these down. Number 1 is Dream Home Finder. Okay, we talked a little bit about that and how it works. You should be utilizing the Dream Home Finder. We can find you unlisted properties that match exactly what you're looking for, and we will invest our own money in finding them. On the coaching member site, we have some templates available for you. You can do it, kind of gear it more towards the luxury side if you want to, but I think you'll find when you are offering that, you will get very good results. Next one, top 7 luxury properties available in the Dallas area. Okay, so this is offering lists. Who decides who the top 7 are? You. It's your list, right? Top 5 properties with pools in the Orlando area. Top 8 properties with acreage in Oklahoma City. Right? So doing a list like that. Well, obviously we would do luxury properties. We may do waterfront. We may do golf course. All right? Lots of options available there. That's the next one here. Discounted waterfront properties. If it's listed for $1.5 million and I can get it for $1.49999, is that discounted? Yep. Right? I can get it discounted. You can't do that at Walmart. You can't be like, this is 99 cents. I can get 95. They'll say, no, thank you. I can get your house discounted by thousands of dollars. Save yourself thousands. Next one. Luxury home liquidation sale. Liquidation sounds like fire sale. But liquidation just means making that investment liquid, right? I would liquidate my stocks today. Doesn't mean I'm selling it for any less than what the stock market will give me. Full market value is what I'd liquidate everything at, right? I'm doing 2 weeks from now, I'm doing a liquidation sale on all my horses. I'm just putting them at auction. Guess how much they'll sell for? More than they're worth. It's an auction. Why do people believe things sell for cheap at an auction? Like I tell everybody, I'm like, they're like, we're going to auction, man. We're going to get a good deal. How are you going to get a good deal? Everybody is bidding on the same thing. The only way you can get a good deal is to be the dumbest human in the room. You're willing to pay more than ever. They're like, look at this idiot. How is he paying that much? How is that a good deal? But we think auction means we're going to get it at 10 cents on the dollar. Auction means you're going to get it by paying more than anybody else in the world will pay. Isn't that true? But like the public perception, like if you say fixer-upper, they think that means good deal, right? And you take them out there and you're like, you guys want to see some fixer-uppers? Here's one here. And they'll be like, I don't want this one. You got to paint this whole room. Well, I thought you were looking for fixer-upper. Oh no, I thought that meant good deal. They don't want to paint a room. Have you had that happen? Perception of what those words mean. So use the words that will elicit that in their mind so you get the lead. Right? So we're going to have a luxury home liquidation sale. Next one here. Prestigious golf course homes in Central Florida. Using prestigious as a word. Prestigious address. Prestigious golf course homes. That means trophy, right? I wouldn't be afraid to test trophy homes available. but prestigious golf course homes in Central Florida. Now, you can switch all of these up. So this language you're seeing, you're starting to write copy. Really what this is headlines. But you're starting to write your copy. We can switch some of this up. So, prestigious waterfront properties. Right? We can change some of these words up. So just as we would do for golf course, we could do for waterfront. We could do for acreage. We could do with tennis courts, with swimming pools, with fenced yards, with, frankly, in some areas, helicopter pads. Right? A lot of different things that you can do with 6-car garages, with horse barns. Top 5 luxury properties available in Central Florida with horse barns. Guess who you're getting? Equestrian. Right? So in Jan's market, she's got a market down there. What's that city called, the equestrian area? Wellington. Wellington is all equestrian. And the vast majority of it is a certain type of equestrian. Right? It's called dressage. If you aren't familiar with the fact that in the equine industry, there's a lot of different disciplines and they all hate each other. Like NASCAR fans hate Indy fans. Indy fans hate NASCAR fans, right? And that's a whole other marketing lesson in itself. But when you start to feed into that, if I wanted to sell in Wellington, I can do top 7 luxury properties available with horse barns on acreage. Right? We're getting very specific on who we're talking to. And those people were like, that's what I'm looking for. I keep looking at all these acreage properties, but they got crap houses on them. Have you guys seen that? That's all I see in Ohio. I'm looking for a big place in Ohio. It's exactly the acreage I need. It's a garbage house built in 1943. You got to do a tear down. So I might as well buy land. It's cheaper than tearing down and hauling out. Right? So that is a problem. If you said top 7 luxury properties available in the state of Ohio with horse barns and acreage, I'm calling you 15 times till you call me back. Because that's what I've been. How many of you have been following me for a while? You know, I've been looking for that for 5 years. 5 years I've been looking. I got the money now. I got the credit score now. I'm ready to roll. 5 years I've been looking for that. Can't find it. I wish an agent would advertise that and then go spend their own money to do it. I don't have time to even get the postcard together to do it. But as soon as well, Greg, how soon are you looking to buy? Tomorrow, if you can find it. But it's been 5 years I've been saying tomorrow. Right? Like when you're trying to get that guy to propose to you. Right?
Correct.
Not yet, honey. Yeah.
Are you saying use postcards to put that information out?
Well, to get the Dream Home Finder buy, so we're talking Dream Home Finder buyer versus the I have a buyer for the seller, right? Dream Home Finder for the buyer, you'll do better online. Okay? Now, you can do, depending on how your area is set up, this won't work so much in California because there's not really subdivisions. You know, it's more areas. But like for subdivisions, if these are all, let's take Florida. These are all $400,000 to $500,000 homes. I would do the Dream Home Finder postcard to all of them because they would be moving up to a trophy house. You guys follow that? So rather than just doing online, you can do every door direct mail utilizing the postcard that's on the member site to get it out there. Okay? So, next one here. Get a larger home for the same monthly payment. So I want you to think about this, depending on what's going on with interest rates and all that stuff. But a lot of times we'll find, you look at the car industry. So my brother just recently wanted to start learning about sales, so I told him you need to go start selling cars or get good at that. We're doing some marketing that's absolutely freaking unbelievable to pick up people that are interested. And here's why. When you bought your car, let's say the payment was $499 a month. Okay? It's 4 years later. Your car's junk. It's falling apart. Doesn't work well. It's got a lot of miles on it. You're starting to feel dated. They have the new model out. But how much is your payment now? $499 a month. You can trade that in on a brand new car for the same monthly payment. You guys see what I mean there? So by saying that, it sounds more affordable than saying, come buy this new Dodge for $39,000. It sounds more like I could already afford $499 a month. This sounds good. So I can just go get a brand new car and my payment will stay the same. You have to know how to word that. Now, if you think through that, that makes sense. But the general car buyer doesn't think that way. They think, I can't afford a new car right now. It's the same payment as when you bought it as a new car last time. What do you mean you can't afford it? So it's just educating the consumer. When they may be in a case where they can get a larger home for the same monthly payment, especially if they have equity that they're putting to buy this one down. If I buy for $400,000, back when I could buy 100% financing, which you can do again now. So if I bought for $400,000 and it's been a long time, and now I have $100,000 in equity, I can now buy for $500,000 and it's the same monthly payment if the interest rate's the same. You guys see what I mean? So that doesn't mean that everybody's going to qualify or everybody has to qualify to call you, but it'll get the phone to ring, it'll get them to bite, and some of them will be able to do that. Just like you can say, this home's for sale. You can buy this home for $1,500 a month. Some people can. Not the one that filed bankruptcy yesterday. He may call you. You don't qualify. Just like people that go on the car lot don't qualify. But get the leads and try and help these families with their housing needs. Can you guys see how these offers can make a big, big difference in getting that quick cash surge? The language you use. So this is not even about marketing you. Marketing you is more on the seller side. Marketing the service, what you can do for them, is what we need to do on the buyer side. So this is what we have here. We have 6 different offers, and you can exchange some of these words to get very specific on what you're, because they're not just trying to buy a big house. They're looking for a specific kind of big house. Okay, I saw a question over here. Yep.
Yeah, so you're putting the ad out. So what would be the best way to incorporate video, right? Like taking a tour through a house, or doing some kind of like a shoot outside some of these properties that you may not have listed, right? But you're doing it for marketing purposes for the online presence. It's more content to add to your daily or weekly marketing.
Yeah, so her question is, how would you use video to market specific properties if you're doing a video tour of the house to try and pick up buyers or whatever? I would not do that and trying to get the buyers to begin with, because you're showing them homes that nobody else has access to, including the video. Right? I don't want to put it online. Like I've told agents forever, the agents that do it make money, and the agents that are scared don't make money. Get rid of IDX on your website. It's not helping you. Stop putting buyers in your MLS that get automated emails every time a property matches their criteria. You got 830 of them in there. None of them call you back. Stop it. Get rid of IDX. It's not helping you. So don't give them the information in the marketing side. The video marketing doesn't work as well on Facebook, so I wouldn't do any videos of any sort, but I would do a static image with this offer of Dream Home Finder to get them interested. Now, once you pick them up as a buyer, you might do video tours, FaceTime, load it on YouTube for them to see in an unpublished video, something like that, but I would not market the houses. In this case, as you guys can see here, what most agents believe is, man, I'd love to get some buyers, but I don't have any listings to advertise right now. Well, if you have a house to advertise, 20 acres with a crappy house on it, you're not going to get me. You see what I mean? What you need is a universal offer. Anytime you advertise beautiful 3-bedroom, you're saying if you want a 4-bedroom, don't call me. Have a universal offer that a large number of people are interested in. The problem is if you're advertising pictures or videos or even just one individual house, I don't like that yellow room. Oh my gosh, look at those cabinets. Oh, the countertop's bad. I don't want that house. You don't get the call. I'd rather not advertise an individual listing. You don't need to advertise listings to pick up buyers. You need to advertise services, unique selling propositions that have universal appeal that a lot of people will be interested in. Is that helpful for you guys? Like getting that part right? Universal appeal that way. So, again, that's 6 examples of what you can utilize. So, next page here on the best way to start a cash surge.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and listen, we've got a lot more information for you to help you with growing your real estate business. We load new videos nearly every day, and I want you to have access. So you got to do 2 important things. It's both totally free. Number 1, I want you to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the little subscribe button for you to click. If you don't have an account with YouTube, set it up. It's totally free. You got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important factor, you got to ring the bell. Right next to that subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to turn on notifications. That will let you know every time I load a new money-making video to help you with growing your real estate business. Subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. We'll see you in the next video.